Hey guys, we're going to do another slide activity. And um, These are the directions. I'm going to try to do a few with you, and then I want you to do some on your own. So following the directions to complete the work, make sure you do every slide. Be sure to ask questions and show your thinking on scratch paper. Bring any questions you have to class. And once you're go through all the slides, make sure you submit your ticket, exit ticket. And that's in the last slide. All right, on this slide, it just basically tells you you're going to have 4 slides you need to complete and then move to your exit ticket. So on this slide, it says follow the instructions and reflect the points A, B, and C on the graph below, and then type the ordered pair of the reflected point in the white boxes. So I'm going to do A with you. A says, we're pointing right there, reflect point A over the x-axis. And we already know that right here is the x-axis. So we're reflecting it over. And then we're going to drag the blue dot over there. Well, remember we talked about in class that if we're reflecting it over the x-axis, that the x value is going to stay exactly the same. We're just going to create the opposite for the y coordinate. So our x coordinate is 5. So I'm just going to type that in there. I'm going to add a little text box. I'm going to write 5. So we know that's going to stay the same. But my y right now, my y coordinate is at a 10. So if we look, we go over 5, up 10. So to reflect over to be the opposite, we're going to have to go down to a negative 10. So to right there. So I'm going to move this over. Let's see if I get it in the right spot. There we go. And I'm going to write over here in this box, negative 10. That was pretty easy. You guys go ahead and do B and C. And let's move to the next slide. All right, on this slide, it says drag each letter based on whether or not the corresponding representation represents a reflection over the x-axis or the y-axis. We have to figure it out. Well, I would say I'm looking at A right here, and A definitely reflects over the x-axis. That's that line right there going horizontally. So I would drag A over to, it reflects over the x-axis. And I want you guys to go ahead. This one's pretty easy, but go ahead and do the rest on your own. All right, on this one, I removed some of the options. I just want you guys to write the new coordinates when you're reflecting the graph over. So it says use a typing tool to type the location of each ordered pair after a reflection over the x-axis stated. Where it says then drag the correct algebraic expression, don't do that. We're gonna just cross it off so you can see I'm taking it off. We're not gonna do that. So don't worry about that. All I'm asking you guys to do is to do the first part. So let me take that off. There we go. So all you're just doing is writing the new coordinates. So if I'm looking at the original coordinate A, I'm going to type this in right next to it so you guys can see. My original coordinate A would be where we do our x value first. So I would go back to a negative 6. So my first coordinate would be negative 6, comma, and my y value is a positive 6. So if I'm reflecting over the x-axis, I know my my x values are going to stay the same. So my x value right here is going to stay a negative 6. But my y value is going to be the opposite. So what's the opposite of a positive 6? It would be a negative 6. So you guys can go ahead and do the rest on this page. And let's move to our final slide. It just says use the 2 representations of the reflection at the right to sort each statement below as true or false. So I'm looking at, there's 2 different reflections here. One is represented in a graph, one is represented in a table. So if I look at this first one, I'm just going to drag one of them for you, and I want you guys to do the rest. But right here it says figure A. Remember, this is figure A. When it has the dash, that's the transformed figure. So figure A was reflected from quadrant 3 to quadrant 2. Would you guys agree? This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. Yeah, I would agree with that. So I would put it into the true statement. Go ahead and do B and C on your own. Please don't forget, there's going to be one more slide that has a Google form link on it. I want you to, there's only going to be one question today, but I just want you to finish that question and submit it. Good luck.